waiting. Feel like everything to see I am. Your pussy make me want to stop. Drop that pussy on that dick, I'm tryna see some. Make it clap it, hit a split, oh, let me see some. To all the bad bitches around the world. I don't give a fuck what a bitch say. Bitch, I'm the shit. I'm a cocky little bitch.
So, this is my first time back with y'all during season 2. Because I was gone for a while and then I hit y'all with the vlog of the BFF vacation. But I was really missing y'all. Like, vlogging is cool, but it's something about just talking to y'all one-on-one. You know what I'm saying? Or one-on-one, however many decide to watch this video. But anyway, Gabriel is here because he cursed me out. He was like, I started this channel with you. You are not going to just put me to the side. So, you're back, Gabriel. These shits right here is ham. So, you probably already know by the title of this video what I'm talking about today. Basically, I put on my Facebook a shout to all you young people who be criticizing us who be on Facebook. Yes, it's not my #1 social media outlet, but it's my most personal one. That's why I do not promote my Facebook at all. That's for my family. You know what I mean by family. The ones that I love. I don't even have to be related to me. But anyway, I put them on there. I said, do anybody want to hear about the time when I went to jail? And I told, you know, I spoke about a couple of incidences that I went through with some exes or whatever. And I said, if you like it, that means you want to see me do a story time on it. And yeah, I got a nice amount of likes. So for that being said, today is a story time on the first time I've been arrested. Yes, I've been arrested twice. We're just going to talk about the first time. Oh, God, I'm such a thug. So, let's get into the story, guys. First of all, do y'all like my Lion King here? This is the same wig I had in one of my first vlogs, which was me and my best friend going to Cancun. And I wore this wig. It's braided here. It's a lace front. But I didn't apply it properly or it just didn't look good. One of the two. And yeah, I ended up turning it into a ponytail. So I decided to wear it today for my son's birthday dinner. I just threw this little cute little head tie on to cover up the lace. Yes, I'm very resourceful. But anyway, what's your favorite color, guys? Comment down below. My favorite is actually sour watermelon. Them things, oh my God. And I don't even eat candy, but this is the only candy I will eat. You know, I gotta keep these pretty teeth, y'all. But anyway, I really miss y'all. Like, really miss y'all. Like, I was going through some issues, like depression again. What was I depressed about? Just having a lot of shit on my plate, basically. Made me shut down a little bit. Like, I had a lot going on. My daughter is homeschooled. So, that is a huge, huge, huge responsibility. So shout out to all my parents who homeschool their children. You guys are the real MVP. I took it upon myself to allow her to be in her comfort zone because she'd been begging for years. She wanted to be homeschooled. Kids was getting on her nerves. No, like she wasn't being bullied or anything, but she just felt like kids are stupid and she's really about like her education and whatever. And like she'll be arguing and cursing people out. And I'm like, oh, I'm about to say her name. I'll be like, baby girl, you kids be cursing people out. So anyway, she had a lot of those issues. My daughter goes to a prominently Caucasian school. So in her classes, most of the time, she's the only African-American young lady. And that's a struggle for her too. And it's like, I didn't really realize all of that when I moved to the neighborhood that I moved to. I didn't think about that. because I'm from New York, and coming from New York, we're so diverse. It's like those things don't really pop in our head. So it's like I had to go through this to really realize you really got to think about a lot of things you do in life. And that was just something that never crossed my mind. I didn't know she was going to feel socially awkward. I didn't know that she was going to feel like kind of like an outcast. Like, anyway, I don't know how to put it. She would have to explain that herself, and unfortunately, I don't put her on social media, so she will not have that opportunity to let you guys know how she felt. But it was very hard for me to watch her come home every day stressed out. Like, even riding her school bus home from school, she would complain, "Mommy, it's just so hot, so much time wasted," because her bus would break down, and she'll be home so late. And she'd be like, "Mom, I could just be home," and these things, you know. Anyway, long story short, I listened to my baby, because at the end of the day, even though I knew it was going to be a huge responsibility, that's my job as a mom. Like, everything is going to be easy. So yes, the easy route would have just been like, girl, take your ass to school. And the hard route is what I'm doing now. And I decided to take it on like the champ that I am. You know what I'm saying? So yes, my baby is homeschooled. And yeah. So again, to all my homeschool parents that come across this, like, we the shit. You know what I'm saying? We the shit. So yeah, I needed a break. I just needed a break. It really did hurt me, because my channel was growing really well. Like, I was gaining subscribers. Like, right now I'm at 161. And then, of course, once I took that break, I haven't had any subscribers. No new subscribers since. And that's fine, because like I said from day one, like, even if it's only 5 of y'all here that watch me, like, just listen to my shit show and I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? You guys talk to me, I talk back to you, and that's what this whole channel was about. A way for me to release my shit. So with further ado, we're gonna talk about my story time on my first time of going to jail. Woo! So let's just say, some of you might know me personally, and I post a lot about mental illness. I've made videos about mental illness, and yeah, a bitch is mentally disturbed. So again, during these times in my life, I did not know that I was mentally disturbed. So in my very first relationship was with a man. I started that relationship literally at 15 years old. Jumped in with no life jacket into a big ass Atlantic Ocean. You know what I'm saying? So it's like your first boyfriend, you know. I don't have the traditional first boyfriend story. Like, my first boyfriend ended up being like my everything, my freaking husband, my daddy, my best friend, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, oh my God, our relationship was so intense. So I'm going to just fast forward to the time I got locked up. I had to give you a little bit of history on why I probably reacted the way I did. So we was going through some things, and this motherfucker, mother trucker, we gonna say, he decided to not bring his ass home. Was this the first time I want to say this might be the first time he spent the night out. And he always had this rule with me, like, if you take your ass out, bring your ass home before the sunlight hit. And a couple of times I did break it, but I wasn't doing shit. I was partying and dropping all my friends off, because at the time I was the one with the car, so I had to drop everybody off. And unfortunately, by the time I got home, that fucking sun started shooting up. But anyway, so I remember this day like it was yesterday. So I'm freaking out. He didn't bring his ass home, right? I remember, I don't even think cell phones and stuff was a big thing at this time. Like, I was probably trying to give y'all a timeline of how old I was. Let's say I was probably about 21, because I remember the job that I had at the time, because I thought I was going to lose my job. That's how I'm able to pinpoint how old I was. Like, okay, I was already working for the airline. At the time, I was working for an airline called Air Jamaica at JFK Airport in New York, Brooklyn. Stand up, even though I was in Queens, but you know, I got to shout out Brooklyn. But anyway, so I remember that clear as day. I called. Nope, I didn't. I was off. I was off from work because I didn't have to go to work that particular night. So I just remember freaking out. I didn't sleep at all. Like, my man ain't home. Like, I can't breathe. I can't eat. I can't do nothing. Like, my man spent the night out. So in my mind, I'm already picturing him laid up in some cootie cat, or having threesomes. Like, I just picture the worst because, you know, that's how my brain is constructed. Yeah, fuck it, it is what it is. My bipolar brain is a little off. So yeah, I done pictured him like having this big old sex party. Like, I'm just picturing everything. This motherfucker comes home. I want to say I was supposed to be at work this day. This is the second day now. He done spent the night out. He comes home the next day. And he walks in like, he didn't say shit to me. Like, nothing. He just walk in like that's good. Like, it's just normal. Like, you just walk up in this motherfucker like, did you forget who your girl is? Yeah, I'm putting it on blast. This shit on my body. I can speak about him. Anyway, like, did you forget who your girl was? Like, me? You really thought you was gonna get away with this shit? All right, so he walks in, right? I'll never forget it. I run out the room because I literally was crying all night. I run out the room. He comes in. He walked by me. I want to say, like I said, this is literally 21. So we talking like, you know, a bitch old. We talking like damn near 20 years ago, 19 years ago, a long time ago. And I just remember going up. So I want to say something like, oh, so where were you? Maybe something to that extent. I'm not going to quote or pretend to quote words verbatim because I don't remember the words I said. I just remember the actions. So I remember going in on him. And I remember him getting our house phone. Who was he calling? I don't know. But I know I was going crazy. He didn't even have an opportunity to take his coat off. It was cold because he had a coat on. He had this beige like bomber coat or some shit on. And he still had his coat on. I remember that clear as day. Oh my God. Just thinking about it, I'm ready to fucking fight. So he walks in the motherfucking house. I'm going crazy. Don't remember what I said. He grabbed the fucking phone. As he grabbed the phone, I remember trying to pull the phone from him. I might have started hitting him already because I was crazy like that. Well, I'm still crazy to this day. I can't help it. I'm sorry. So I think I just started losing my mind because I'm already in my mind thinking he cheated. He didn't tell me where he was at. He was ignoring me. Like, you can't spend the night out and ignore me. So this was the moment. This motherfucker was ignoring me. I remember that clear as day. So only thing I could think about at the time that would affect him is fuck his car up. Like, this nigga loved his car. He drove a Honda Accord at the time. You know what I'm saying? He loved this motherfucker. Like, he would get up on a fucking Sunday or take breaks while he at work and shine this motherfucker. He had the turtle wax, like every fucking wax you could think of. That nigga thought he owned a fucking car wash. So I knew that would get him because obviously he didn't give a fuck about my ass. So I went and grabbed the biggest fucking knife I could find out my house. And I ran outside. Oh, motherfucker remembered who I was at that time. All of a sudden I'm getting attention. So I run the fuck outside and I'm going to stab at his tires. That's all. I didn't want to fuck up the body of his car, but I wanted to get them tires because I just knew that we was about to go in. I knew we was about to go the fuck in because when I fought that nigga, he fought back. No, he wasn't abusive, but he wasn't no punk when it came to me. That's all I'm saying. He would fight me back, choke me, or whatever the fuck he needed to do. So I was ready for all out one. I was like, the one thing he ain't gonna do is drive off this motherfucker with this bitch right here. So I'm gonna fucking fuck his car up. So I went outside, I got that motherfucking knife, and I went to get his tires, and Lord beholds who was behind me, this motherfucker. Now you remember me? Now you hear me? Oh, you know I'm here now. Now you see me, I'm motherfucker. So we outside. And he tussling for the motherfucking knife. Because he don't give a fuck about me. But he cared about that motherfucking Honda. You would have thought that motherfucker drove a Range Rover the way he came back after me. So he after me. Now he grabbing the knife. And I think I cut his hand. At the time I didn't know I cut him. But we going in. I'm trying to get his fucking car. And I don't remember what I'm saying outside. But I just know we was going crazy. So I think I remember him. Like, I remember, I could still feel like he did something where he was able to get my hand back. And I want to say the knife was released. He might have gotten it from me. I don't remember what happened to the knife. But all I know, we ended back inside the house. And I can't really tell you too much of what went on in the house. But all I know, we going at it. And minutes later, the fucking cops is banging on our motherfucking door. At the time, I think he thought I called the cops on him, but I didn't. I think I might have even grabbed the phone and pretended, told him I was going to call the cops, but I didn't. It was no reason for me to call the cops. Like, I've never feared nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what the fuck it is. We just going to be dead. I ain't have no kids at the time. I ain't have shit to live for. He was my everything, my air, my fucking oxygen, just everything. That's probably the same thing, like oxygen and air, but yeah. So I didn't care. Like, we was just going to die up in this bitch tonight. Like, I was fitting to die. So... So yeah, so the cops fucking come. Now this is when, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I kind of lost a little bit of respect for my man at the time because they come, right? I remember him showing them his cut on his hand because I didn't know at the time he got cut. I didn't intentionally take the knife and cut him. It was just us tussling, I'm assuming, our fighting outside. And he had a cut, like somewhere on his hand or his wrist. So I remember him showing him the cut, and he pressed charges. So like he said that he was going to press charges on me or whatever it was. He agreed to me getting locked up. It was him, not me. He agreed to me getting locked up. So at that point, I'm like, really? So once he agreed to me being locked up, it was a woman and a man cop that came to the house. So once he agreed to me being locked up, the lady came to talk to me. She explained to me that I'm about to be locked up. And I think she felt some kind of way about it because you could tell I wasn't even down for that. I was not going to press no charges because he didn't really do anything. I knew it was me, was acting a damn fool. But I was like, really? Like, really, motherfucker? You really you gonna press charges against me, bitch? You the one stayed out all night. You knew who the fuck you was with. You know a bitch crazy. So she kind of gave me this talk as if you're going to get locked up. Do you want to press charges back? Like, she kind of coerced me into doing the same thing he did. And I was like, yep. I told him he need to go to jail too. So we both got locked up. Fucking dumbasses. We were dumb. We was young and dumb. He's only 7 years older than me, so he wasn't even 30 yet. He was still in his 20s. We were dumb as fuck. So here it is now. We both go to fucking jail. So the lady was nice. She allowed me to like get a coat on and all that good stuff. So while I'm getting myself ready to get locked up, I remember going in his stash because he always kept like stacks of money in the house. So I remember I knew like all his stash spots because I used to creep in his shit because I never trusted him. I was just too young to understand relationships at the time. So I snooped everywhere. So I knew all his stash boxes. It was in sneakers and shirts. So I knew one of his the quickest stash places I could reach was one of his shirts. He would keep like, he always had like an emergency 1,000 or 1,500 like in a shirt, like something like this. And he'll have it in a pocket hanging up. Sorry, babe, if you ever watch this video. But yeah, so I remember thinking in my head like, oh, I'm about to go to jail. I'm gonna need bail money. Cause you know, I ain't never been locked up at the time. I'm like, I'm fitting to do life. Like I was nervous. Like I'm about to be in jail. Like, oh shit. I'm about to be fucking in jail for life. I'm about to catch a charge, bitch. Like I was scared. Wasn't nothing about me scared. I am totally joking. I was not scared, y'all. I really just didn't know what to expect. In my mind, I equivalent being in jail needing bail money. So I'm in my head like, okay, whatever we're going to jail for, which obviously was domestic violence, can't be that expensive. So I took the stash of money and I remember tucking that in my pants or whatever. So then they took us to jail, the closest jail, which was what they call it. I can't even remember what they call it, but like the local jail. And then they commute you to like a central booking. So, sorry, my nose is running. But yeah, so I'm in the regular jail cell and it was just me in there, which was cool. So I'm like, okay, this ain't shit. I got this or whatever. So, of course, they took my money. They took my shoelaces. They say they are not going to release that money to me. So, of course, my phone call... Don't quote me who was my phone call. I don't know if it was my best friend, Tweety, or my mom. But all I know, I really can't remember who I called. But all I know, my mom, my best friend, Tweety, my best friend, Lexi. Some of y'all watching this video know exactly what I'm talking about. They came, because I lived in Canarsie, Brooklyn at the time. So they took a cab. I want to say my best friend, Tweety, got them all a cab. came to the jail cell. I think they call it holding cell. They came to the holding cell, which was locally in Brooklyn, Canarsie. And my mom was able to get the money and my shoelaces because I was just wanting to make sure somebody can bail me out just in case I needed bail money. Like I said, I didn't know what to expect. So they came, they left, and I just sat there and waited. Then they transported me to Brooklyn House, to the which is considered Central Booking. So they put me in Brooklyn House, and that's when I was like, what the fuck did I get myself into? So I'm in Brooklyn House. I don't remember everyone in there, but I remember it was a lot of crackheads in there and a lot of prostitutes. That's basically, for those of you who've been locked up and in Central Brooklyn, you probably can relate to me. That's normally who's in that cell with you. A bunch of drug addicts and prostitutes or whatever. Then it was another lady that came in there that was in there for domestic violence like me. That was my bitch. I wish I remember her name. She was at the time much older. She was probably like in her 60s. Again, I'm only like 21. And I remember a girl across the cell, like she yelling back and forth, asking everybody what they in there for. You know, the typical shit that you probably see in the movies. That's basically how it was. Everybody want to know your story, what you in there for. Was I scared? Not at all. Like, I can honestly say I wasn't scared. Like, none of that ever crossed my mind because I just felt good like I had bail money. I was like, I'm good, bitch. My mama got like $1,500 for me. I know I'm getting out. I'm about to get bailed out, bitch. I was so naive. Oh, I was so dumb. But anyway, I wasn't feeling any kind of way. I remember sitting in the cell, and I remember the lady, I don't remember her name, but my mom just called her Miss 60 because she was in her 60s. She was in jail for the same thing like I said I was. We were both in there for domestic violence, and that bitch was crazy. Like, this lady, one of the drug addicts, went to use the bathroom. She had the shit. And I remember her saying, bitch, your nasty ass fitting. No, she didn't say fitting. That's a Georgia thing. She was like, bitch, your nasty ass about the shit. God damn it. And it was just such a funny situation. Like, I just remember like, oh my God. Like, I was laying on this fucking pad because they give you like this little blue pad that folds out that's like this fucking thick. I remember them giving us a bologna sandwich with a thing of milk. I had like a milk carton like they give you in school. A fucking bologna sandwich. And I want to say it was like a little pack of mayonnaise and a pack of mustard inside the sandwich bag. And I just remember like, oh my God, I'm not eating this. I do not want to do in here. And everybody watching me. It was just such an experience. Like, I'm not going to say I'm happy I went through that, but at least I could have something to tell my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do dumb shit. Like, I have actual real life experience to use to, you know, try to teach my kids what makes sense and what don't. So was that worth it? No, it was not worth it. What I should have done is not give a fuck that he spent the night out, and then I should have spent the night out the next day. That was it. I should have did my tit for tat routines. I was known for being a tit for tat bitch. But, you know, whatever. So I remember them coming in the cell and asking me if I wanted to make my phone call. So I was like, yes. And Lord behold, where do you think the phone was located? It wasn't in my cell. The phone was located in his cell, like wherever the men were situated, like the phone was on their side. So I come out and I'm walking through past the cell and niggas was hollering. They was hollering at me or whatever. And I want to say I said something like, he got me locked up. You know what I'm saying? Let them know I'm with him. And I just remember them like, yo, you're shorty. I just remember them having a conversation or whatever. Like, I wanted them to know, yeah, we might be locked up, but that's still my nigga. That's my nigga. Don't disrespect my nigga. You see, you know I'm a fucking thug. I'm locked up. You know what I'm saying? You see me coming here with these motherfucking cuffs, I will cut your fucking throat, nigga. I'm a fucking thug. I'm just joking. So I just remember letting that be known. I remember the dudes inside the cell, I feel like they was getting with him from my recollection. I remember them saying something like, yo, you got your shorty in jail. You got your shorty locked up, son. I think I remember hearing some shit like that. So I made my little phone call or whatever, went back into my cell, and, you know, I just thugged that shit out. I remember seeing one of my clients got locked up the same time, but when she came in there, she Obviously did not want to make no eye contact with me. I don't know if she was embarrassed, but I could tell she did not want to talk. Maybe she didn't even see me. Maybe she just kept her eyes down to the ground, so she didn't want no fucking smoke or whatever. But one of my motherfucking clients walked up in there and come to find out she got locked up for being a thief. And I kind of felt she was a thief because she used to sell a lot of Coach bags and shit like that. I bought a couple of them. But yeah. So yeah, like we could have been fucking best friends. We could have did our time together, you know, bitch. But you ain't want to fucking make eye contact with me. You act like you ain't know, bitch. You know what I'm saying? You ain't want to do no time with me, bitch. Nah. I'm so stupid. But yeah. So I did my little time, which was probably a day. You gotta wait to see the judge. So I went to go see the judge. I think he actually got out before me. Go figure. He was already out, honey. So when it was my turn to go, my lawyer, which was whatever lawyer what they call those lawyers, I don't even fucking know. The lawyer that they give you, he came to me and he, you know, they just basically tell you really quickly. It's like they spend no time with you. They just tell you, they already look at your situation. They know you. They done looked up your whole life story. They know I'm not a problem person. Oh my God, I gotta sneeze. Yeah, so the lawyer literally just looked at my situation, ran it down. He was like, blah, 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 blah. I just remember him saying, you're going to have to do a restraining order. We're going to put a restraining order against him, and then you'll get to go. I just remember the restraining order part. I never asked to do the restraining order. That's what the lawyer told me I needed to do. So, of course, me being naive, young, I had nobody there for me. No one to support me, to tell me anything. I just went along with what he said. So I let him talk his stuff to the judge. And I remember the judge telling me I can't go certain feet near him. And, oh, this is what happened. I remember. The lawyer told me he put a restraining order against me. But now, we never talked about it, but I think maybe it was the same thing. Maybe they made him do it because of what we was in there for. So he said, such and such put a restraining order against you. So you're going to have to do one back on him, stay far away from him, and we're going to get you out of here. That's what happened. So, of course, at the time, I'm like, this motherfucker put a restraining order on me. We lived together. How the fuck you put a restraining order on me? So, anyway, I agreed to whatever it is he had to say. I never had to say nothing to the judge. How did I get picked up? I don't know. I don't know if I called my boyfriend. I don't know how, but I know he sent his friend. Steven, if you come across this video, thank you, because you the one that came and got me, motherfucker. So his friend Steven came. I'm not going to use your street name because everybody know who you are. He came and picked me up. I guess because my man had the restraining order against me, so he couldn't come. So his friend came and picked me up and took me home. Yeah. And that was the end of it. I went home like nothing happened, and we moved on with our fucking lives. Like, it is what it is, nigga. We just did a bit together, nigga. We fitting to get married, bitch. So, yeah, that's my time I got locked up. Like, I don't play. Like, don't fucking play with me. Like, I've had the cops calling me a couple times. Am I proud of it? No, I'm not proud of it. But when I'm mad, y'all, I'm mad. Like, I don't know how to come down from that. Like, once I turn red or see black, it's over. And my girls who have grown up with me and been with me through it all, they know. Like, once I lose it, I fucking lose it. I can't come back from it. So, unfortunately, I got arrested. Then my second time getting arrested wasn't for anything like domestic violence. We'll talk about that another time. But I've had the cops called on me a couple times. But thank God the cops never, you know, I don't know. They fuck with your girl. They don't be putting me in there, girl. They don't be putting me in jail. You know what I'm saying? They'd let me go. But I'm not proud of it. This story is not for me to glorify being in jail or glorify being locked up. The shit is dumb. I feel like it always should be a message behind every story. So me, whoever come across this video, my message is control your anger. Because your anger could literally change your whole life. I was lucky. My situation was not bad. You know what I'm saying? It's not on my record. I don't have any felonies. Like, you can't do no background check and find it in anywhere. It wasn't a big deal. But it could have been, because I get so angry. I could have stabbed him. You know what I'm saying? And that could have just been the end of it. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't be seeing me right now on YouTube. But yeah, seriously, guys, control your anger. Don't let nobody take you out of character. Don't let nobody get you that angry. find a way to channel your anger. I am now 40 years old, and have I learned to channel my anger? Hell no. But maybe you can. I bet you still a spaz in a heartbeat, just like that. But yeah, control your anger, guys. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth sitting in a cell watching somebody poop right in front of your face, and you gotta like sit there and smell it. And you know, people was stealing old cigarette butts from under the fucking radiator, just inhaling the menthol. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, y'all. Please, y'all, don't get locked up. Please, don't get locked up. But anyway, guys, that was my story time. That was my first real story time. Well, I kind of gave you a story time about my depression and shit, but you know, I got so many stories to come. I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of stories back to back, but periodically I'm going to throw in some stories for you guys. I don't know what my next story time will be, but I have a whole lot for you. But anyway, guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for sticking through me. Thank you for being patient with me. I know a lot of you guys just hit me up like, where's your videos? Like, thank you for being so patient with me. I'm so busy. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time to invest in my YouTube channel, so it's going to be times when I'm consistent. It's going to be times when I'm not, and that was one of my little moments. But right now, I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, and again, I love you guys. Please subscribe. If you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure that you like or don't like, and comment down below. Let me know if you've ever been locked up, or share some of your stories, or let me know if you have any suggestions on any other story times you might want me to do, or ask me some things and I can say, okay, yes or no, let me do a story time on it. Also, let me know if you like my Lion King hair, honey. I'm on my lioness shit, honey. But yeah. Anyway, this is your girl, Chaotically Lisa, and I love you. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you can be notified when I post my next video. Mwah.